Have you ever wondered if intimacy and pleasure truly fade as we age? What if I told you that the idea of losing sexual vitality with age is not only misleading, but it's also holding many older adults back from experiencing the full range of joy and satisfaction available to them? In today's video, we're going to break down the myths surrounding intimacy and pleasure in old age and uncover how intimate self-care, especially masturbation, can significantly impact the well-being of older adults. From improving physical health to enhancing emotional resilience, this practice can transform the way we experience pleasure, maintain vitality, and rediscover our bodies as we age. But that's not all. Many older adults fear the inevitable changes in sexual desire and intimacy. While it's true that hormonal shifts affect sexual function, the desire itself doesn't disappear. It just takes on new forms. Masturbation can become a vital part of maintaining a sense of connection to one's own body, empowering you to embrace these changes instead of fearing them. We'll explore how masturbation not only supports physical health, by improving blood circulation, enhancing mood, and relieving stress, but also how it helps manage the emotional challenges of aging, like loneliness or loss. Plus, we'll address the risks of overindulgence, ensuring that you understand the balance needed to reap the rewards without crossing into unhealthy patterns. So, if you're in the second half of life, or simply curious about how intimacy changes as we grow older, this video will give you the tools and insights to embrace aging with confidence, self-love, and freedom. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have a whole new perspective on how to experience intimacy, maintain your independence, and live fully at any age. Let's dive in! If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Let's break down the myths that often surround the topic of pleasure in old age, and explore the transformative impact of intimate self-care for older adults. The idea that sexual pleasure diminishes with age is a misconception, and in this exploration, we will reveal how intimate practices, like masturbation, can play a profound role in shaping the lives of those who embrace it, both in enriching and complex ways. This conversation is especially vital for those navigating the second half of life, when the body and mind undergo changes that can alter one's experience of intimacy. First, let's address the nature of masturbation. It is, at its core, an incredibly personal and powerful act that transcends age. This practice can ignite waves of physical pleasure and provide much-needed emotional release. Throughout our lives, the way we experience masturbation evolves, and this is no different in old age. As we age, our bodies naturally undergo changes, both hormonally and physically, which inevitably affect our relationship with pleasure and sexual desire. For older adults, masturbation becomes more than just a physical release. It is a means of maintaining a vital connection to one's own body, and by doing so, it serves as a reminder of vitality and self-sufficiency. The hormonal shifts that accompany aging, such as the gradual decline of testosterone in men and estrogen in women, inevitably change the landscape of sexual desire. These natural processes can reduce the frequency and intensity of desire, but it's crucial to understand that desire does not vanish, it simply transforms. Masturbation, in this sense, becomes a beautiful and liberating tool for exploring and rediscovering what pleasure looks like now, on one's own terms, free from the pressures and expectations that often accompany intimacy in younger years. There is a quiet power in experiencing one's own body as an ever-changing entity, not something to be feared or avoided, but embraced with curiosity and love. The benefits of masturbation in old age extend far beyond the physical. Scientifically, regular self-pleasure has a myriad of positive effects on the body. For one, it helps maintain healthy blood circulation in the genital area, which can prevent the atrophy of sensitive tissues that might otherwise occur due to a lack of use. This simple act can promote wellness in areas often neglected, keeping the body alive and engaged. Beyond that, masturbation triggers the release of endorphins, the feel-good hormones, leading to reduced stress, heightened mood, and an overall sense of well-being. In older adults, who may face increasing pressures of isolation, loss, or physical decline, these emotional boosts can be incredibly healing. Furthermore, it is a natural remedy to sleep disturbances, a common challenge as we grow older. The calming effect that comes after self-stimulation can aid in achieving restful, uninterrupted sleep, which is so critical for physical and mental health in the later years of life. But perhaps most importantly, masturbation in old age is a deeply psychological act. It is an intimate way to explore one's own body, to learn and rediscover desires that may have long been dormant. As we age, many of us experience a sense of losing control over our bodies, whether due to illness, disability, or simply the wear and tear of time. Masturbation offers a form of empowerment, an act that allows older individuals to reconnect with their bodies in a way that fosters self-acceptance and celebrates the beauty of being alive. This form of self-pleasure can help restore a sense of ownership and agency over one's own body, offering a sanctuary where one is not subject to the gaze or judgment of others, but is free to simply be with themselves. In essence, masturbation in old age is not just about physical pleasure. It is a sacred ritual of self-care, self-love, and personal empowerment. It reminds us that even as our bodies change, we remain worthy of intimacy, joy, and connection on our own terms. While masturbation can be a natural and healthy part of life at any age, it's important to address the potential risks associated with constant or excessive masturbation, especially in old age. Just like any pleasurable activity, masturbation has the potential to become a compulsive habit, particularly when it's used as a means of avoiding deeper emotional issues or coping with feelings of loneliness and isolation. When this behavior shifts from being a healthy, self-loving practice to an obsessive one, the consequences can affect both the body and the mind, sometimes in subtle but significant ways. Physically, the overstimulation of the genital nerves due to frequent or excessive masturbation can lead to a heightened sensitivity that might initially feel pleasurable but could, over time, lead to discomfort or even a temporary reduction in sensation. This phenomenon isn't permanent, but it can create a situation where the individual feels the need to escalate the intensity or frequency of their self-stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure. This escalating pattern can ultimately lead to frustration, anxiety, or feelings of inadequacy, particularly for older individuals who may already be grappling with other age-related changes. This sense of not being able to achieve the same levels of satisfaction, despite greater effort, can lead to a disconnection from one's body and a growing sense of emotional dissatisfaction. Yet, the physical aspects of excessive masturbation are just one side of the equation. Perhaps more profoundly, the emotional and psychological consequences of compulsive self-pleasure in old age can be even more far-reaching. As we age, we often experience a deeper sense of loneliness, loss, and sometimes depression. This is especially true if family dynamics have shifted, if social circles have dwindled, or if our health or mobility has declined. In these moments of emotional vulnerability, masturbation may provide a fleeting, temporary escape from the heavy weight of these feelings. The act of self-pleasure can feel like a comforting balm for loneliness, a brief but cherished moment of relief from the emotional pain of isolation. However, this temporary comfort comes with a hidden cost. If masturbation becomes the primary or even sole outlet for emotional relief, it can lead to further isolation. Instead of seeking the warmth of human connection, whether through affectionate touch, conversation, or shared experiences, individuals may retreat deeper into the act of self-stimulation, finding solace only in their own bodies. Over time, this retreat can further detach them from the world around them. Rather than fostering the emotional connections that come from nurturing relationships with family and friends, the person becomes more isolated, emotionally distant, and may even experience a greater sense of disconnection and emptiness. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This emotional isolation can be incredibly damaging, especially in the later stages of life, when maintaining meaningful relationships becomes crucial to our overall well-being. The truth is, self-pleasure, while an important aspect of self-care, cannot replace the emotional fulfillment that comes from shared human connection. When masturbation replaces meaningful companionship, It can lead to an unhealthy cycle where emotional needs are not being met, and loneliness deepens. The individual may find themselves caught in a pattern of retreating into their own solitude, seeking comfort through self-stimulation, but never truly addressing the deeper emotional needs for connection and intimacy. From a medical perspective, the act of masturbation itself is not inherently harmful, even in old age. In fact, it can be a healthy and satisfying way to maintain a connection to one's own body, release pent-up tension, and even improve mood through the release of endorphins. Yet, like any habit, it's crucial to approach masturbation in a balanced and mindful way. Excessive masturbation, especially when done compulsively, can have significant side effects. Clinical studies suggest that for some older individuals, excessive self-pleasure may lead to physical fatigue, mental exhaustion, and a decrease in overall energy levels. These effects can sap the motivation for other important activities, such as physical exercise, social interaction, and self-care routines that help maintain health and well-being. In particular, the lack of physical activity that often accompanies compulsive masturbation can be especially detrimental. Regular physical exercise is essential for maintaining mobility, cardiovascular health, and mental acuity in old age. When masturbation takes up an increasing amount of time and energy, it may reduce the individual's desire or ability to engage in activities that support overall health. This can create a dangerous feedback loop. The lack of exercise and social engagement, compounded by the emotional detachment that comes from isolating oneself with masturbation, can deepen feelings of physical and emotional decline, accelerating the process of aging in ways that are avoidable. The key to navigating this sensitive issue is moderation. Masturbation can be a healthy and fulfilling practice for older adults, but like all things in life, it must be approached with balance and awareness. It should remain a form of self-care, not an escape or a replacement for human connection. When used mindfully, it can enhance a person's physical and emotional well-being, but when it becomes a compulsive habit, it can lead to frustration, isolation, and neglect of other aspects of life that are essential for holistic health. By embracing moderation, self-awareness, and a commitment to fostering meaningful relationships, older adults can experience the many benefits of masturbation while avoiding the emotional and physical pitfalls of excess. Ultimately, the conversation about masturbation in old age should be about empowerment. It's about finding ways to stay connected to one's body, maintain emotional balance, and avoid falling into the trap of isolation or compulsive behaviors. As we age, our needs change, but that doesn't mean we should abandon our desire for intimacy and pleasure. It simply means we must approach it with greater understanding, compassion, and a recognition of the need for balance in all aspects of our lives. An important and often overlooked aspect of masturbation in old age is its impact on interpersonal relationships, particularly for those who are in long-term partnerships or marriages. While it is true that many elderly individuals, especially those living alone, turn to masturbation to satisfy their sexual needs, the dynamic shifts when a person has a partner. In these cases, excessive self-stimulation can unintentionally disrupt the intimacy between them. I have personally witnessed situations where one partner's frequent masturbation becomes a substitute for sexual intimacy, creating an emotional and physical chasm between the couple. Over time, this behavior can erode the emotional connection that once defined their relationship, replacing shared affection with solitude. It's not uncommon for the partner on the receiving end to feel neglected or disconnected, and the person engaging in masturbation may also experience a sense of isolation, even if they are not alone. For couples in their later years, it's crucial to establish a balance. Masturbation should not become a barrier to the deep emotional and physical closeness that both partners deserve. Instead, it should be viewed as a complementary practice that coexists with shared intimacy. On a deeper emotional and psychological level, excessive masturbation can lead to a profound internal struggle, particularly for those who were raised in environments where sexuality was repressed, stigmatized, or considered taboo. For many older adults, especially those from more conservative or traditional backgrounds, masturbation can stir feelings of guilt or shame. I've heard countless elderly individuals express this conflict, describing how, during self-pleasure, they feel torn between the rush of pleasure and an overwhelming sense of remorse. This inner tug-of-war can weigh heavily on one's emotional well-being, undermining the joy that should come from such a natural and fulfilling act. These emotions can also lead to deeper psychological issues, such as anxiety or depression, as the individual grapples with feelings of unworthiness or shame. In such cases, it is vital to help them recognize that sexuality, including masturbation, is a natural and positive part of life at any age. It should not be associated with guilt, but rather embraced as an essential aspect of human well-being that contributes to both physical and emotional health. However, when masturbation evolves into an emotional escape, one that replaces genuine human contact, it signals a deeper issue that warrants attention. In these instances, it may be time to explore alternative sources of emotional support. Therapy, counseling, or even a more intentional engagement with family and loved ones could provide a healthier outlet for the emotions that are currently being funneled into self-stimulation. Emotional isolation can be a dangerous byproduct of excessive masturbation, particularly in older adults who may already be struggling with loneliness, grief, or depression. It's important to recognize that while self-pleasure can offer temporary relief, it cannot replace the need for authentic human connection and emotional support. Physically, there are some long-term risks to consider, but many of the myths surrounding masturbation in old age are simply that, myths. There is no medical evidence to support the claim that masturbation causes permanent damage to the sexual organs or accelerates the aging process. In fact, some studies suggest that sexual activity, including masturbation, may contribute to the maintenance of healthy genital tissue, enhancing circulation and preserving elasticity. Furthermore, there is no conclusive link between masturbation and serious conditions such as prostate cancer or severe sexual dysfunction. However, as mentioned earlier, excessive masturbation can lead to physical exhaustion, diminishing energy levels, and even a decrease in libido over time. When self-pleasure becomes a daily routine or an overwhelming compulsion, it can detract from other aspects of life, including physical activity, social interaction, and overall vitality. It's crucial to maintain balance and ensure that masturbation does not overshadow the broader need for physical health, emotional well-being, and social engagement. Ultimately, masturbation in old age can be an enriching practice that contributes significantly to both physical and emotional health. When practiced in moderation, it can enhance circulation, maintain genital tissue elasticity, and provide emotional relief during moments of stress or anxiety. However, as with any behavior, it's essential to strike a balance. If masturbation becomes the center of one's daily routine, affecting relationships, physical health, or emotional stability, it may be time to reflect on the underlying causes of this compulsion. Seeking healthier ways to fulfill emotional needs, whether through therapy, meaningful connections, or other outlets, can lead to a more balanced, fulfilling life. In the end, sexuality in old age, including masturbation, should be seen as a natural and positive aspect of life, something to be enjoyed without shame, guilt, or excessive dependence. It's about finding harmony, nurturing both the physical pleasure and emotional connections that allow for a joyful and authentic experience of aging. So, what have we learned today? We've uncovered how intimacy and pleasure in old age are not only possible but can be empowering and transformative. From how masturbation can play a key role in maintaining physical health, boosting mood, and navigating emotional challenges, to understanding how balance and self-awareness are essential to making it a positive part of your life, there's a lot to take in. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you're going to bring into your own life? Whether it's embracing your changing body with more love and curiosity, understanding the power of self-care, or finding new ways to maintain intimacy on your own terms, please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comment, give us a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.